Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, it's not been a while. Hmm, that was terrible. I'm going to start that again. I'm going to start that intro again because that was not right at all. So let's restart it. I'll be with you in like 80 minutes. Right. You've just reminded me about that because I was not too fair. Um, this live was meant to be at back at 4, but I got too busy. Like said, I was like, I was just there chilling away, and then all of a sudden, it was like half an hour away till 4, and I was like, oh crap, I won't be able to do all this in time. So then I moved it up to 5. Then I moved it to 5, thinking, oh, I can do it all then. And I still forgot something. So I'll be back. And when I'll be back, I'll just start again. Yeah, just forget everything I did then. Just forget it all. And I'll be back. Hello, welcome everyone, welcome back to Wilderness Wednesdays. I am your host Chaz, or as Scott calls it, Chazinator. See what I did there? And today I will be having the wonderful Thomas from Anson Rock on, but he's not going to be on till a bit later because he has just got stuff going on in his own his own life. So therefore, he'll be on a little bit later. But I was thinking maybe until just to have, as we've got the time, maybe we could do a little bit of open mic night. If that might, what does everyone else? What does everyone think about that? I'll be doing open mic night for an hour. Yeah, I have no agenda for I have no agenda. I'm just going. It's like I'm doing it as time goes on, and also you might hear that yeah, yeah, just yeah. I'm just yapping. No, I don't, Harry. Well, as of yet, but I will have some by next week because I'm little thing. I may be getting some at seas if all is planned. You heard it here first, folks. Oh no, who's this? Hello.
Chazinator. Chazinator. Hello.
Yeah, you heard it here. I may be getting some Beatles, but I'm not saying which ones.
Hello to the Southeast Arachnid Show security guard, Chazinator. For anybody watching, I'm not even joking. Chaz is like literally will fill a doorway. He's that big. A man mountain muscle.
It's sad. See, at every invert show, when you do the group photos, I always miss them because I go ridiculously early.
Are you looking forward to Sunday?
Yes, I am. Very.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Does it show that I'm very excited that I've been watching videos from the past years? I just at the moment I'm just googling Southeast Raptors show, and I'm just going one by one, even though I've seen them already a bunch of times probably.
How is it been a year? How has it been a year since the last one?
I know.
Boys, so far. I can't see the comments or the normal phone.
Okay.
Sat in the front room with the kids and that. Driving us all insane.
No, Susan. Well, actually, you don't know what species I'm getting, so take that.
Are you buying anything from Phil?
Maybe. I don't know yet. Bye. Okay. Hello.
I'll press the button on the side of my face. for it.
I got it. I always like it. I don't know because obviously this one's bigger, but this one's yeah. I do this one because it's bigger.
So if you see Phil, emerald cockroaches.
if you okay, Susan.
That is a pretty good plan, Susan. I'll do the same.
Right. So So what I'm going to do is when because so I'll have the lovely Thomas from Manson Rock come on, but he's only allowed on. He's going to only be on for half an hour, so I might do that for half an hour, then after maybe the rest till I might do the rest then after that open mic again.
Thomas is pretty cool. That's not wrong.
I just realised I've got to make the thing for Sunday because I'm going to come on do a YouTube live from the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Should be an epic day.
Yeah, it will be. I don't know why, but I really like this layout.
I take it you're just going to go to the show, turn up, and not buy anything.
What type of show is that?
It sounds like you got Ray Susan for the Beatles, though.
Well, I'm going to you know what I'm going to do?
Go on.
Obviously, this is a joke away. I'm going to call. Do you know what's going on with Susan at the moment? You know that, right?
Nope.
Oh, actually, I'll keep it
Yeah.
off, but
Yeah.
actually, I won't say it because I don't want to see.
No.
I'll if I see Susan by the Beatles, I'll just call a certain someone over, and then get him to chase her off.
You're evil.
And then and then that's when I'll get the Beatles. That's what I'll do, Scott.
I reckon it'll work.
Susan's just run off.
He's gone to clean dog poo up while it's raining.
How are you, Scott? Scott?
And it sounds like you've got to fight Diane for Beatles as well.
That's fine. I'll just find a hole. Actually, I'll find someone to chase her off. Yeah, again, she doesn't know where I'll be buying the Beatles off because there's quite a few people that are going that probably have Beatles.
I should imagine quite a few.
Exactly, so they don't know who I'm going to. I've got that, and then I've got I've got to go somewhere to pick an order up, which Leah knows, so she'll probably be able to. Leah probably can chase me to steal that mantis off because I've sent her the thing.
Ooh.
She knows it.
Have you already pre-ordered it?
Yeah,
No.
I pre-ordered, paid, and stuff.
So I got £30 voucher for Portsmouth Tarantulas, and I'm very tempted to get something.
One of my friends is coming as well. Not with me, but well, you know them, Scott.
Okay. Who is it?
I'll message you after.
Oh, okay. What time is Thomas, Mr. Antler Rock coming on?
6. Well, 6-ish for half an hour.
Ooh. Yeah, I am.
And now, why? I mean, Matt, do you mean the opposite way round? Do you reckon, Scott?
You've got his name wrong for a start. His granddad Rookie.
But do you reckon this? Do you reckon that's what's going on here? It's the other way around. He's taken away more spiders than he is taking less.
Well, rumor has it he's got to make he's making more room in his room for the Phil Incredible Invert and other animal stories.
Oh, shush, Granddad Matt.
Well, yeah, I think he is actually quite taking for a couple of spiders, to be honest.
If only it was past 9 o'clock. Hi, Amna. How are you?
If it was past 9 o'clock, Jazz, you'd be saying naughty things all over again.
I know.
Or naughty words, sorry.
You know that. I'll be saying the word that starts with a W and ends with an R.
But you can do the W and then the ship anchor in the chat. Because technically it's not swearing.
I don't know how to do it though. That's gonna be the new. That's it. Wait, how could I? Oh, is it on there? Yeah. Scott.
Hello.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I forgot that was it. Can you tell that I rarely? Well, can you tell that I've rarely just got into lives more, like these last 3 weeks?
Who's the Beatles boy? Is that just you and Susan, or is it you, Susan, and Diane now?
It's not a blanket. It's a towel. It's a towel that I'm just gonna see if or I might get just a whole new blanket or something and put it on there.
Hey, I'm
To be fair, I might do. I'm looking for the same. Oh no! I got to fight Matt. I got to fight Granddad Matt now. Scott, where? Diana. No, Diana. He's gone for a turd. Scott. Scott.
I changed it to Chaz, the Destroyer of Chazinator, and he's changed it to Scott the Humpy Poo. Oh my god. Chaz! Oh, the net's alright, it's my phone, Diana. The net's alright down this end, but my phone is not. Probably because I keep touching it on the side of my face with a beard
How do
pressing
you
buttons. It shouldn't.
I want to try and figure out that giveaway. What was that giveaway tool thing that you do? I'm trying to find out the new tools.
I am taking a adult female Vitata down to C's for breeding. Police the area, poke the area.
God. Wait, I'm not really looking at different buttons.
The problem is with trying to beat him to the bugs, Diana, is Chaz is a big lad. So if he gets in front of you, you ain't going to get past. And the other thing is Chaz can pick people up and move them when they're in front of him. So he'll just move through the crowd like it's nothing.
I can do that. You know what I can just do?
What?
I can just do the mischargeable thing from Matilda. Do you know Amanda Fripp part when she just grabs the by the hair and just goes yoink?
Just lift people up and move them out of the way and get there.
I am not that dirty.
See, Diana's dropping secrets to what she's going to be doing. Farty bumming all around seats.
She'll be farting in the queue, so I stay away from her. And then when we get in, she'll do another massive one. And as I'm still getting over the smell, she'll be running to the to the beetles. What about that, Scott?
Definitely.
That is what will happen. I am like, yeah. She'll fight in the queue. So like I was saying, she'll yes,
everybody will pass out and she'll walk in like a queen.
No.
I am literally going to get anything really. I'm not taking a list with me or nothing like that.
Susan, you should definitely not go back to what I said before about the Beatles. You should definitely not. Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah. Chaz is going to send somebody after for Susan. Then he's going to fart and knock Diana out.
And then I'm gonna shred your beard, so then you get in pain, and then I can beat you. Pardon?
You're not shredding my beard.
I can just go, move away, yoink. Oh, Harry, about that. The best place is to look at Bugs UK. Bugs UK will be the best
Yep,
because I know they have.
pretty much. Especially if you go into a show where they're at.
Yeah. Because I
I've
had
had crabs from them in the past. The last one we got mangrove crab. They're pretty cool. Got that in Coventry.
ooh, that's nice, Amy. Oh, you better watch out, Diana. You don't know what you've started. Isn't that right, Scott? Diana does not know what she's messing with.
Nope. You're messing with the Chazinator now, Diane.
Have you sent Matt something in the group chat?
Nope.
Scott, look in your WhatsApp group chat.
Is that a video of Matt from a few years ago?
Well, I've met you. I've seen you, Diana. I've spoken to you like at Bedford Bedford 2 years ago. So you should know, Diana.
Yeah, but
Diana.
have you not heard about it? She said.
I just thought with videos, is there a way to mute them on here so I can show what video, but I don't want copyrighted. Scott,
Hello. Hello.
is there a way to show videos on here and mute them?
I don't know if it's copyrighted. I don't bother.
It's because also I want to show a video that I made today. I can always. Actually, I'll do another one. I'll edit it so there's no music, but yeah, again, the music is what that makes it so special. Actually, I can do later. I can do that. And then. I'm working something out, Scott, because yeah.
What are you working out?
Scott, all I'm saying is, do you have tissues?
Yes.
You'll need them.
Okay.
You know what video it is, don't you?
Nope.
Oh.
You have to explain it.
Right. I made a video for it, like a little video for everyone. And I showed Scott a little bit of it. Well, a little bit of
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I remember.
Yeah, I've made another.
Yeah. You made me cry, you made Leah cry.
Yeah, I've made it. I've redone it.
Oh.
And I've added more obviously it starts off I think yeah, it starts off the same, then, but it's like what I've said. It's different. But I can't. Alright. I hope everyone in chat has two shoes. But
Hey,
I'll
just
so-
come to see on Sunday and blame me. Just tell them you've got to. If it was down to partners, I think most of us wouldn't be going to the show on Sunday.
Who?
Amy says she can't come on Sunday because her husband says no.
Well, that shit.
I'd tell him exactly what to do. Terminator.
If it doesn't work, I can always show you on Sunday, Scott. Can't I?
Okay.
Actually, I'll send it to you because, yeah. Because I can.
Grandad Matt is bringing his extremely young and beautiful wife to the show on Sunday.
Wait, I don't need to send it to you. I can do it, yeah. It won't be as... I don't think it'll be as... Yeah. I just realised I need to do that. Ugh. I need to sort it out to be MP4.
So Tarantula Rookie is coming with Connor's pregnant girlfriend, and a huge enclosure called Steve, plus a spider to keep us entertained. I'm sure dead opposite. Isn't there a McDonald's in the industrial estate? It's got a retail park opposite Steve.
I stayed in a real estate Bristol for the first year. I stayed in a real estate
Cool.
real estate in the middle of it. That was fun. That was strange.
How's it my fault, Diana?
Yeah. What?
Wilderness Wednesday with Chadinator. Sun spiders,
no.
Harry. What's the scientific name for those, dude? If you misspell it, it means sand spiders. We know they're banned from the Invert Shows UK, but I don't know about these. They might be there, might not, don't
Wait, what? Who's banned?
they? Sand spiders. As Harry said, anyone knows Sun Spiders will be at the invert show. So I'm assuming he means sand, unless I've got it completely wrong, which is 100% possible. Because it's thought that their venom is like literally on the same on par with DWA, but there's so many different reports on it. It's for real. We need actual scientific evidence and the taxonomists to do their job properly on the toxicity levels of it. Same with the Red Fang, because Red Fang is supposed to be on par with DWA almost as well. So really, if they're going to ban sand spiders, they should ban Red Fangs as well. But, you know,
Seems like this is
are
working.
venomous. Obviously. And yeah, unless you talk camel spiders aren't venomous, no. But with a camel spider, yeah, you've got to be able to drop their temperature at night time in order to help them stay alive because they're really, really fragile.
Are you ready to get emotional, Scott?
Yeah.
It's a 28-minute. Well, it's a 28-second video. So enjoy. What do you think?
I think where the word is, you
Pardon?
need to stay on screen. The words, I think you need the words to stay on screen a little bit longer at the start and the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you can only read a little bit of it and they're gone. But it's a pretty beautiful video.
Okay, I can read. What one's at the start and the beginning?
All of them. Yeah, like they're known as sun spiders and camel spiders and softly shoot.
Scott, which words do you want me to do longer?
They could possibly be at seas, Harry. It all depends whether people have imported them or not, because they're all wild caught because they don't breed in captivity. Not on a hobbyist level, anyway. Hey, look, first bite. Yeah, so when you sent me that video, Chaz, it had me tearing up a little bit. Then I messaged Leo, she was like, "You crying too?" I was like, "Yeah." Is Thomas the amazing ant on the rock coming on?
He said he was at 6. So like 9 minutes.
Tom's a good lad, is Tom. It's going to be pretty epic to see where his shop is in like 12 months' time. My method barber has come from Tom. Yeah, but Diana, you're leaving your husband in the car again. He will have a severe hump by the time you finish. Chaz, I've got about 2 minutes before my dinner's ready, sunshine. You are my sunshine. I said I've got about 2 minutes. And then Dinden's ready. So I'll carry on watching. I just won't be able to comment.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the settee with the boys and they're just watching this Marble Madness thing on YouTube. Totally mesmerised. Apart from Leo's got his toothbrush, he won't put it down.
Oh, there you go.
And
Scott,
then the Visions had
let you go now.
and theatre.
Scott,
Yeah?
I'll talk to you later.
Well, you're kicking me off?
Bye.
You're kicking me, Chaz! Don't Chazinate me!
Oh, you alright, Chaz?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay, buddy. I'm just trying to sort out my signal thing. Like, it's all kind of laggy my end.
Yeah.
Right,
Alright,
Chaz,
yeah,
I'll
I'm
leave,
good.
I'll leave you and Thomas to it.
Yep.
Hey, Thomas.
You alright, Scott? How's things? You good?
Oh, amazing, mate.
Good.
Amazing.
That's what I'd like to hear.
Getting very much addicted to the ants.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be there soon.
I've got to be very picky at what I get, so I know what space I've got. I think.
Can you tell I'll be there soon?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, they're flipping amazing.
I'm trying to.
It's one of those things, once you start, it's very addictive. I'm just... can I use that? No.
Right, Chaz, I'm going to disappear because I'm going to get me dinner, mate. Well,
Yeah.
I'll still be in the comments, all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
No worries. All right, see you in a bit. See you in a bit, Thomas.
See you later, buddy.
Bye, bye.
Alright. I think I've got it the best as I can. Hello, Susan. I've just brought up the chat as well so I can read it. Hello, love at first bite. Hello, Susan. Harry. Got quite a few people here. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope you're all well.
Right, so Thomas.
You alright, buddy?
Yeah. So, do you mind telling us a bit about your journey and basically who you are and what you do and stuff?
Yeah. I can tell you a bit about myself. I don't really go into it that often, really. I'm Tom. I'm from Ants on the Rock. I own Ants on the Rock. I love ants, basically. It's always been a sort of passion of mine. I always wanted ants when I was a young kid, and everyone, like parents and everything, said, no, you can't have ants, don't be crazy, they'll get out, and then literally the minute I got out on my own when I was 18 years old, one of the first things I went and bought before most furniture was an ant colony. And I've been keeping ants ever since. So what's that, 13, 14 years now, something. And obviously a couple of years back, I don't know, I got really into it, started slowing down with the other things I was doing. Got more into ants and started YouTube. And it's just sort of gone crazy from there, you know what I mean? I've gone from having one colony to, I've got a room with about 60 enclosures in it at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll turn the camera on briefly, but it is a mess in here. And bear in mind, I've just done a lesson at an after school club. So it is a bit hectic at the minute, but behind me, got those two big tanks are connected up via the bridge, and then to that side I've got my leaf cutters, and then that wall is completely covered, and then we've got more there, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I've got ants everywhere. I love it, and yeah, like I say, it's just sort of grown. We started the shop about a year ago, but the shop was always secondary to what I wanted to do. I never wanted to be just an ant shop, you know what I mean? I want to be like more of a service. Like, so originally we started off just doing the subscription boxes, and you can still get them now, as you know, Chaz, you're on it. And it's just it's a learning course to like guide you through the whole beginner
Very
or
careful, but-
intermediate stages, you know. And that's what it's about for me, more spreading the good information than making money. I am just being invaded by my daughter, who I'm going to have to sort out quickly. Evie, you want to say hi? Nope, she's not going to say hi. What would you like to eat, darling? You're hungry, aren't you? You going to say hi? You come say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good girl. She only started talking a few months ago.
Goodbye, Dolly.
Goodbye, yeah. You say goodbye.
Goodbye, Dolly.
Goodbye, yeah.
Goodbye, Dolly.
You gotta go in the other room? So, 2 seconds whilst I get her something to eat, and I shall be right back.
Right, guys. So as I put there, please don't hesitate to ask any questions in the comments if you have any about. Well,
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Even for someone.
Right, here we go. Right, so I'm just sort of having a little read because otherwise I won't keep up.
This is very strange because I haven't done it. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to everything. It's like the first. But if you had any advice for someone who was like new to the hobby and whatnot, what advice? I'll start that again. If there was anyone new into the hobby and stuff, and if they asked for advice, what would that advice be for that person?
Right. So my go-to advice, as soon as someone says they want to start ant keeping, is don't buy a nest. That is the number one thing I say to anyone. Don't rush into buying a nest because it is quite detrimental to colonies. It's the most exciting thing, and it's what we all want to do, is go buy a big nest and have them running between the tubes and whatnot. But it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of patience involved in ant keeping, you know, and that is the main thing. Oh, there is someone at the door now, so 2 seconds. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What are you thanking me for? Who are you thanking and what for, Leah? Yeah, I'll talk to you. We'll see you later, Matt.
Sorry about that. I do apologise. It's a bit hectic. What's it? The wife's gone out at the minute with the other two to a youth club, so I'm kind of on daddy duties with Evie. But right, yeah. So my advice. That's where we were. I always say don't rush into buying a big nest. You don't need to get like. There's a lot of patience involved in ant keeping. It takes a lot of time to grow a good size colony. And yeah, that is basically it. Patience. Don't keep like rushing into looking at them, things like that. It is just all about patience. That is number one with ant keeping, which is surprising for me because I'm normally not patient with anything. Normally I just run in and start whatever it is, but I'm pretty good with ants. I know. I'm just reading your the comments there, Scott. It is very tempting, isn't it? And it is, like I say, it's one of the hardest parts is not getting that nest straight away because it is what we all want. But I can honestly say I've still got nests in a drawer next to me that are beginner nests, and I've never had a colony big enough to use them in all my years of ant keeping. You know, so it's very much, in my opinion, buy the ants first. And then see what size nest you're going to need, because quite often things that are sold as beginner nests are too big. You know, you just need a test tube. Test tube is all you need for like the first year. Quite honestly, anything more than that is, you know, it can be detrimental, or you know, it's good to have an outworld for feeding, but nest space, they tend to make a mess in the nest, and it's, I say, detrimental to the colony. I'm just having to peer around my tripod so I can read the comments.
That's fine.
I really want to. So I was just going to say to Scott, the Barbarous aren't actually. Oh, Evie, darling, come here. They're not far off needing a nest. There was quite a few of them there. And being a larger species, they are quite good. This is Evie. Evie, darling. Daddy's trying to stream. Look, Daddy's on the camera. You wanna? Okay. 1 second. I'm sorry about this. Oh.
For those wondering, this is water test tube. For Thomas, when you're back, isn't this like test tube setup? I've still got this left over because oh, Scott. I'm gonna try and
I am sorry about that, everyone. It's just, you know, what it's like being a daddy. You got to do your daddy duties. What advice would I give when it comes to feeding? So feeding within the test tube is quite easy. If it's carbohydrates, I like to put them on a small ball of cotton, literally like a tiny, like where's the camera? Like that big sort of piece of cotton, tiny little piece of cotton. Drench that with the sugar, water, whatever you're using. That's completely fine for feeding them carbs, and that just stops them from drowning in it. Towers are really good as well, but I wouldn't recommend using towers with the smaller species because they kind of get sucked up into it sometimes. But larger species, they work really well. And then even the larger species tend to just drink it straight from like tinfoil or something like that. That's right. I never recommend feeding live, but that's just my own personal preference, just because it can cause a lot of damage to the colony. And within a confined space like an outworld or a nest and outworld setup, it could be quite damaging, you know. And not just that, ants do take a long time to kill their prey. It's not a fast, like they haven't normally got high venom or anything like that. So it's like you're literally putting an animal in to torture it a little bit. It's, you know, so it's, in my opinion, I like to pre-kill my insects, cut them open a little bit, They don't really like dried insects if you've got like dried mealworms and things like that, because they need the kind of gooiness from the inside. They really thrive on that. But yeah, feeding is generally fairly simple. Feed them every few days. There's lots of different opinions on the matter, but what I like to do is give them carbohydrates, wait a couple of days for them to like empty their stomachs, and then give them their protein a few days later, and keep it going like that. Sometimes I'll even do 2 protein meals in a row and then do the sugars. But I generally leave a couple of days in between. That's for the smaller colonies. As they grow, they need more and more. The big one there will go through about 100 to 200 waxworms a week. Yeah, every time I feed them, I can easily throw in 100 waxworms and they'll all be gone in the morning. I can put in 4 or 5 pinkies. Everything will disappear overnight. It's quite impressive. But there's 3 different ant species. Yeah.
When you're you wouldn't really think, oh wow, they can eat like that big of stuff and they're a full size.
Yeah, oh yeah, they eat loads. It does help. I've got isopods and stuff in there as well. There's like 6 or 7 species of isopods, 3 species of ants, vampire crabs, spiders, springtails, stick insects, beetles, roaches. There's lots in those tanks living in together, but they're all really happy. Can they taste the different flavors in the sugar water? That's a really interesting question, Scott, and I think they can. I can honestly say we tried a flavor and no one was interested. I tried it myself and it wasn't that nice. It was pretty grim, actually. I was like, ugh. I kind of pulled that face. Like, yeah, exactly, darling. Bless her. Yeah, so we have found flavors that they don't like, and you'll find the same with the jelly pots as well. They like the dives behind me. They really like the strawberry ones, but if you were to put in a banana, like banana flavored or whatever the yellow is, they won't touch it. They just won't touch them, and it's really interesting to see that. So I think they can taste the different flavors. Yeah. If not, it's just for our benefit, really. It's still cool. I don't know. We've got quite a few different flavors that have worked successfully.
Set up for the next.
Yeah, the next lot. Yeah, nice. You're eager, aren't you? It is one of those hobbies that you just want to do more and more and more. But the thing about it is you've got to just let it sit there and kind of do their natural thing.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just like, that was set up. It's like before you send me those ones, I was like, right, I have that ready for when if I get any more in the future, I can always just
put
it in and there you go.
No, you're doing well with it. You're doing really well so far. Everything that you've shown me, anyways, on the cameras and whatnot, has been really good. And everything you said has been right. And you've been listening to the advice that I've been giving you, which is honestly the best thing you can do. And I don't mean that in a big-headed way at all. I am not all-knowing at all, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it makes the most of the subscription service. You know what I mean? Because I've had people sign up before, and they saw it more as they're buying the products, and it's not just about the products. It's more about the learning process and the knowledge that comes with it. And I think really, although I never like to talk about my own value, I think that's what really gives the boxes their worth. You know what I mean? Hey, Steve.
I need to feed mine tonight, but I don't know whether I should do another worm or should I go for sugar.
What did you do last?
I done the worm. I don't know worm.
Go for sugars.
Yeah.
You know, keep it alternate. Give them worm, give them sugars, give them worm, give them sugars. And I say that just keeps the colony ticking over. They're getting everything they need. The sugars aren't just sugars as well. They're full of electrolytes and nutrients and all sorts of goodness. So it is more than just the sugars. I think she's coming to sing now. Do, re, mi. You do it?
Two.
So,
Three.
ti,
Two.
do.
Oh,
She just came out with that the other night, and we were like, okay. Like, she's
Okay.
learned so much, all of this on her own. It's amazing. I say 6 months ago, she couldn't say a word, and then she just started. Like, we're getting there.
Two.
Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. You guys say hello to the camera again? No, you're not interested.
Two.
Oh, do. They,
Me.
me,
Two.
so,
Three.
ti.
Two.
I don't actually know the scales. Can you tell I don't know how to do scales? But oh dear. There we go. I'm pretty much used to it, you know. She climbs all over me. It's all good, isn't it, Evie? We're used to it. This is our Evie.
if you could get any like this is probably like a question is like, well, I've got them all, but if there's like an end that you don't have and like that you could get in the future, what would it be?
I know what I want, and right. So there's one ant that's really hard to keep. It's the army ant. It's called Ection Burchelli or something. I can't pronounce it, but the army ant.
I can't pronounce it. Oh,
Right, and they're almost impossible to keep because they need to constantly roam over a huge space. They never build a nest; they build like a bivouac every night. And yeah, so they're really cool, and I'd love some. And I fully intend to like own a big warehouse one day, and the whole floor will be one massive terrarium for them. But that's one day, you know. Maybe when we get like a huge showroom, we'll like lay the whole floor down as a glass panel, fill it with army ants and bioactive
That'd be really cool.
awesomeness. And
I can just imagine like either like a whole like wall, floor, even like just whole like you said, like a whole room that's just made of glass.
yeah. So
Be-
we've already, like, bear in mind I only moved into this house in like December, so that's why we've got really bad wallpaper. But I've already got plans to take out whole walls and replace them with glass tanks, like the whole size. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna get like half a tree in there, and it's gonna be cool.
Make sure you send me pictures, yeah.
Yeah. And we've got like, so this wall here is like the outside wall to the house. On the other side, I've got loads of massive sheds that also belong to me, so I can convert that out, extension between them, and it's going to become quite a fantastic event. I think I'm going to be made to play maracas now, you see. It happened. It's fine.
They've got like a whole massive bit of worm left. So.
Harry says about the true bullet ant. I can't wait to get the bullet ant. It's one that I have looked at, but the only way I found of getting a queen was so unreliable. I just didn't go for it for the price. I have obviously got the Asian bullet ants, but they're not quite the same, are they? I will get them. I will. They're on the list, but like even I struggle to find some species.
I'm not looking at getting another Lasius species N. I'm addicted to them already.
Lasius are awesome. If you're going for like Lasius flavus, they're really cool, but they're really subterranean. So what you want to do?
I don't.
Yeah, they're really cool ants, anyways. Oh, Ant-Man, yeah, the giant ants in Ant-Man. I would love that sort of thing. It's like, what was it? I moved a like a giant gorilla statue the other day. And I was saying, if only I could get one of them as an aunt, I'd be taking it to all the shows and have it at all the workshops, take it to the schools with me, all the kids be there with it. Oh, it'd be awesome. But just having something like that made is difficult enough. I mean, maybe in the future I could look at getting it as an exhibit for one of the shows. There's always a budget to build a new exhibit. We've got some really cool exhibits coming to Sheffield, like some stuff I'm quite proud of. Taking a lot of time and effort. So no, it's fine, darling. The wife's back now, and she's been coming in. She sang to us. She had me singing. I played maracas to everyone.
I did see from the window her running in with
Yeah.
a cord
Oh, it's fine. She hasn't had the accordion out yet. It's fine. Yeah, so we did the crazy thing at Christmas, and we were like, you know what? Let's get her an accordion. So she comes in at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's time to be a band, and there's my maracas at my desk. I love it. Yeah, love at first bite. To be honest, even before Evie came along, my previous job was highly involved. So it just comes naturally, you know what I mean? When we found out about it, way before she was born, we were just like, you know what, it doesn't matter. Just it doesn't matter to us at all. Like, it's not slowed us down in any way as a family, if you know what I mean by that. Just take it as joy. Mrs. Thomas. Some people call her Mrs. Rock. She's got quite a few different names now. Her name's Sarah, but you'll never see or hear much from her. She's sort of in the background. But she is highly supportive. I will say I wouldn't be able to do everything I do without her, because normally she sat there next to me and going, babe, I need you to do this, or I need you to do this. And I haven't got time to do this either. Can you do that? And she is really good at it. So you got to give it to her, mate.
That's the ants fed for two.
Nice. See, I've got all these colonies. I've got 26 on those shelves at the moment. The ones behind me, a few more over there. There's about 50 test tubes down there, and probably about another 300 test tubes down there that I've got to feed. So it takes a little while to feed all of mine.
I mean, at the moment, I only got like the weight where I only have to feed one colony, because obviously my other ones are in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I'm just checking, like, are they okay now? Or
I'll be honest, the longer you do it, the more confident you'll get. Like, I don't even think about it. I'm just like, done, next one, done, next one, done. And, you know, I can get through 10 test tubes in 10 minutes, you know. Sometimes.
That's something like a clear one.
Right, it does take
That's
lots of
quite actually.
practice, you know. It takes lots of practice and time. Can you please Can you produce fertile queens in captivity? That's a very hard question. Yes, you can, with great difficulty for most species. If they're monogamous and only have the single queen in their colony, they will have to fly and have the opportunity to mix with another colony of the same species. If you've got something like my Polyrhacus dives, where they are polygamous and they had 2 queens, they've been able to then spread multiple bloodlines which have bred within the nest. They've not had to fly, and I've had fertile queens come out of that. I've sold about 20 queens, and I've seen another God knows how many go back in the nest. So I've probably got about 20 or 40 queens in there at the moment. So that's doable. Other species like Monomorium, or genuses like Monomorium and Tetromonium, can breed without flying and without other involvement. It's called cloning, and they tend to they basically clone in their own DNA over and over again. And like Monomorium, for every 5 to 10 workers, you'll probably get another queen. eventually you'll just have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of queens and millions of workers, and it gets pretty insane. So it is very much species and genus dependent, but it is possible. The harder ones, the monogamous ones, it is doable if you get 2 colonies of, say, Myrmeciruba, and you line the outworld with your barrier, and then you put like a mesh over it so that the flying ones can mix and stay contained. That does work. I have heard of it, but it is a lot of work to set up. And again, you have to replicate the exact temperature and humidity needs for that ant genus to fly. Because basically, when they fly, or they have their nuptial flight, or whatever their mating ritual is, it's all very much weather and atmosphere dependent. And that's why you find that all the ant colonies of that species will fly at the same time, because they're all affected by that same atmospheric environment. Harry, no. No, I don't. Do you have to call any of? Do I cull any of my cat? Right. So, again, difficult question. I don't. I can honestly say, after years and years of learning, I just don't rush to feeding. Ants can go a very long time without food. As long as they've got water, they can actually go a really long time without food. So I don't overfeed my personal colonies. Yes, the ones behind me eat a lot, but that's to sustain what they currently are. I don't aim to overly grow them, although they do grow. So I haven't had to cull any yet. The dives naturally rip each other to pieces. It's quite interesting, actually. They find the weaker workers and sort of tear them apart and eat them or just chuck them away. And that's to maintain a strong colony at a good number. Basically, as numbers grow, they find they have larger number of weaker workers. So they start to cull them themselves. And you'll find that in quite a few species, not so much in our European species, but more the exotic species. They go around, they're really intelligent ants. And for the greater good of the colony, they will start to cull off the weaker workers and replace them with workers that are stronger. Because at the end of the day, they're still eating resources that the colony could use better somewhere else. And that's pretty much the way they see it. They're very military, if that's the right way to say it, very black and white. I think that's the best way to say
it. This one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of questions.
No, that's all right, buddy.
If you could recommend any beginner ants, what would you recommend?
Okay, well, if we're talking, if you've never kept ants before, I always say keep the ones that you find in your garden, because they're going to be the most suited to your environment. Now, that could, like in the UK, it tends to be Lasius niger, the black garden ant. They are common and they are everywhere and they are easy and hardy. You can show them the light and it won't bother them. Like, they're really great ants to start.
I need to catch it. I mean, I need to catch it. Cough. Catch. Whatever the right word is that makes it sound nice. I need to obviously one from my garden see what ID because there's one that I've got outside that don't look anything like the ones I've got.
Right,
I know they can all look different and stuff, but I'm like, I've tried so much and I just want to get it done with and be like.
In the UK, we've got about 56 species of ants.
Yeah,
most of them look fairly different to each other, but there are some which look very similar. If you've got pictures, send them over to me. I can probably.
If I can see one tomorrow, I'll catch it and then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I've got test tube here. I can just.
I'm usually pretty good, especially with the UK species. I had someone show me just yesterday. Actually, they were like, "Oh, I saw these ants," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fabulous." But
Because
most of them I'll be able to
because
identify.
someone said that they look like the. It's not the Lesius, but it was the other one.
We get big genus in the UK. We get Formica. We also get Mimica.
I messaged someone. And they said it was looked like a Formica. So, I'll get another picture and I'll show you. I'll like catching one in the future and showing you.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I usually say whatever is around you is going to be the easiest species for you. In some places, I will say that makes things a little bit difficult because they've actually got really complex ant species in their area. But we tend to find there's a beginner species in most locations. If you're in America, I really recommend Pogo Myrmex. America are really lucky for having them. Pogo Myrmex are a large harvester type of ant, much like the Metabarbarus, but very different to Metabarbarus as well. They're just really exciting, and again, they're not one that I own at the moment, but I want.
I'll see if I can catch a catch kosh. I'm trying to make it sound like obviously like jokey, but I can't think of a word to go with it. I'll still no. I'll still invite an ant for tea.
Right. How many species worldwide, Scott has just asked. Currently, there's about 18,000 species, I think. It was either 15,000 or 18,000. To be honest, I don't take note of it because it changes so rapidly. Like, they're constantly finding new ants at the minute. Who can keep track? There's lots. Not as many as isopods, but there's lots. Like, good few thousand species of ants. It's, yeah. Imagine the size of them. I think a lot of them are still going to remain undiscovered for a long time as well, because like they're so small. You look at like Monomorium. I can't even tell how they found Monomorium to start with, you know, or how on earth you'd find a queen when she's flying. They're tiny. They're like pin dogs.
Can you imagine that?
I know. Ants the size of a dog. That would be a bit like, ah. It would be cool though. I'd definitely keep one as a pet, and I'd get it lifting and carrying stuff all the time. I'd be like, you see that tank behind me? Pick it up, will ya?
If it was the size of a dog, would it not just take you instead?
It could do. It would take about 40,000 ants to actually lift me. They did a calculation a while back on their strength and whatnot, how much they can lift per pound per millimeter or then whatever. It takes about 40,000 ants to lift someone my size. But it can be done.
Can you imagine that if like the dog just all of a sudden just barks and like a bunch of surround coming over and just like, yeah, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh no.
There's a question here from Love at First Bite. Which ants would I not recommend, or would I recommend not to get? Definitely the fire ants, the American fire ants, Geminata, Solenopsis, or what? Solenopsis geminata or Solenopsis invicta. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way around. Avoid like the plague. Basically, 1 minute you'll have a queen, the next minute you'll have 100 workers, the next minute you've got 1,000, and the next minute they're all over your walls. It's ridiculous. like even experienced keepers get overwhelmed with fire ants. Not all Solenopsis are bad. I keep Solenopsis fuga, and they are an amazing species. But the Geminata and the Invicta are absolute nightmares, and quite honestly, they shouldn't be kept in captivity unless they're in like a zoo environment. In my opinion, that is, because most keepers and the building you're keeping them in is ill-equipped, unequipped. You know what I mean? You need like the best case scenario would be you've got like a massive 2-foot square tank filled with water, and inside that you've got the other tank, because they're going to need so much space and they escape everything. And then even when you have got the water, they can make a raft over the water. They're just nightmares, just absolute nightmares. There's so many better ants out there, especially fast-growing species that will produce more queens and whatnot, like the fire ants do, but at a much more controllable rate, like Tetramonium bicarbonateum. They are so much, although they will grow fast, they're more controllable. And when it sort of gets a bit out of control, you just slow down their food intake, and they're not so ravenous that it's going to be a massive issue doing that. Were prehistoric ants bigger than what they are now? Actually, it's really interesting. Prehistoric ants weren't much different to the ants we have at this current time. Ants have evolved from wasps, which pretty much haven't evolved much different in tens of millions of years. We started off with just one or a few kind of species, which then diversified into all the thousands of species we've got now. But it is widely believed that they basically haven't changed from that wasp structure. And if you look at, say, if you look at a male ant, one of the drones, with the wings, they look very wasp-like. They've got sort of a torpedo-shaped gaster, rather than the rounded gaster that the females have. They have a very torpedo and pointy at the end gaster, much like you would expect from a wasp. So it's really interesting to see their sort of evolutionary journey, but they haven't changed much. Much other insects were bigger, but I don't think ants were really. Mesostructa, yeah, they're one of my favorite. I've got an awesome colony of Mesostructa up there that I took them with me to the school this afternoon and showed all the young kids there. They absolutely went nuts. So they all got the Holden millipede. What else? I showed them some dairy cow isopods because they're cool. And we showed them a Mesostructa colony, and yeah, they went absolutely nuts for it. It was just a half an hour session. It wasn't too long. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Can you imagine place that? Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Scott. I actually did a video on it probably about a year and a half ago now. I've been really bad at uploading videos lately, just because I've got so much other stuff going on. You know what it's like. But yeah, about a year and a half I did a video about how it all started or something like that. And it was really interesting doing the research for it. I forget what the ant call was called. It started with an L, and they were weird looking ants, but very similar to some of the species we have now. And yeah, it was, some wasps actually still have the trait now that they developed back those millions of years ago, where they took to the ground and started living in burrows, which are the ones which then developed into ants. Which is then, it's interesting that some of them then took back to the trees as leaf cutters. I just think it's interesting anyways. It all shows how environment and time, or time in an environment, plays a massive role in how a species will develop within that radius, you know what I mean, and how everything can kind of change depending on where you are. Yeah, I find all of that so interesting. I think that's one of the reasons I love it. Were there jumping spiders? Jim, were there jumping? I think there are jumping spiders that mimic ants. There's definitely a lot of species that do mimic ants, and
Yeah,
it won't surprise me.
From my
Right,
what I know of, you saying that I've heard that mantis do.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, like there's all like the ant mimics themselves, but also with spiny flower mantis when they're born. Well, with most mantis, I can say this through my experience, but most mantis, like when they're younger, I won't say all of them. Don't take me on this, but
Yeah.
for example, like the budwing mantis, that like I said, the budwing mantis, and then the spiny flower, when they're born black, and that will mimic ants.
Yeah.
And then there's a species of stick insect.
Yes, there is. Yes.
The Mercury spectre that would, so obviously they'll lay their eggs, flick them off, and obviously they've got that stuff that attracts the ants. Like their eggs are covered in this like this stuff that for them, and the ants will also take that down to their nest. Then the ants will obviously eat it all off. Then then take the egg to the garbage site, whatever, and that whatever it is has the right like humidity levels and stuff to then for the eggs to hatch, and they are obviously born black and they are very tiny when they're younger.
Yeah.
So obviously then they would crawl out, and then and that's when they will go up onto the stick for a few days and whatnot. me being an invert nerd for a bit.
Just want to say thank you, Scott. That's really kind, buddy. I don't get a chance to talk about ants like this very often. You know what I mean? Like get to sort of share my knowledge. I do enjoy it. And when I go to the schools and things like that, I do my workshops. I'm much the same. I just talk and talk and talk. And like you get like, well, there was like 6-year-olds asking me questions earlier, and I have to sort of think, right, slow down because they're not going to understand half of what I want.
Slow down.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I just love to share my knowledge and passion.
I get that.
You know?
To be fair, I'm like you, but obviously for me, it's not ants. For me, it's mantis and stick insects. Like, I won't go far enough as quote unquote expert because I mean, let's just face it. Yeah,
I always say no one's an expert. Even the professionals aren't experts.
Even like the professionals, for example, like scientists.
Yeah. We're all learning.
Yeah, everyone's learning. That's all you're going to do.
And nature will always surprise us.
Yeah.
There will always be something new, or something
example,
we don't know, or an ant will do something that is no ant's done before. And we'll be like, hang on.
For example, I had my mantis. I've seen no one say it, but my one before it passed started twerking and like just shaking its abdomen for no reason, and I was just watching it on my security camera, like just there, like shaking its abdomen, and no one has. No, I've seen no one say that they do it. I'm like,
there you go. Nature will always surprise us.
Yeah, it's almost like the mantis knew it was on camera, and I was watching, so it gave its abdomen a little shake to say hello.
Yeah. Are there any ants that are highly coloured, like poisonous carrion? Right.
Ooh, I want to know that. That's interesting.
That is a great question. Right. It's a hard one to answer. I'm going to answer it in 2 parts. There's lots of really brightly coloured ants, not so much in the reds and greens and stuff. You do get green ants, weaver ants. You get red, you get yellows, oranges. You get sort of blacks and whites or mixes of all of those different colours. You do get some really nice, beautiful coloured ants, but you don't really get any that like you say with like caterpillars and stuff. They're like bright yellow or whatever, screaming, "Don't eat me!" You don't really have that with ants. I think most ants, I suppose, because it makes such little difference to the colony if one or two workers does get eaten, they don't have that sort of need for the defense, need for the "don't eat me" screaming kind of skin. I think. Obviously, I'm not a god of evolution. I don't know.
Well, you say that. Look at like I will say, I don't mind saying this. I mean, yeah, it's probably odd, but for example, in the mantis world, there is orchid mantis, for example.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
brightly coloured, and they're like, this is one thing I've found out through Keep. The reason why they are is because they want their prey to see. They want their prey to see them,
Okay.
and
So
obviously,
that-
like for example, like moths and butterflies that like nectar eating and like insects. Obviously, they would obviously think mistaken for a flower, and then obviously from there, that's when the mantis will take its meal.
Yeah.
And that is something I've learned over time.
I just Harry, there are blue ants. There's certain types of Polyrhacus dive are blue, and there's a couple of other blue shaded ants. They're sort of a dark blue, you know. Is there any that shine under UV? Not that I know of. I do have UV lights in here, and I've done it with my scorpions. I've never noticed any of my ants just kind of starting to shine whilst using them. Not in the same way that the scorpion does. I don't think so. I don't know 100%. I can honestly say none of the ones that I've ever had my hands on or seen in front of my eyes have changed under UV, but I wouldn't know all in all. Have you seen the videos of ants taking down goods? So yes, ants will literally take down anything, and that's the thing. If one or two dies, it doesn't matter. If anything, that calls in more, and they just get more crazy. And yeah, like praying mantises will get overrun, and tarantulas get overrun, and they go for all the joints. And there's so many of them that
But people say that with like mantis getting overrun. Like this is another thing. Obviously, I'm not trying to say like it's just experience and research I've done. Obviously, like people think mantis are pests and whatnot, but actually, they obviously where they prey on all like that type of thing, like other insects, they're helping population control.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I have heard people use mantis as like population control, but it tends to last only a few weeks, and then they get overrun by ants and eaten.
Yeah.
The abdomens can change color depending on the sugar water you use. That's cool. Yes, they can. They really can. So the different sugar waters, and again, this is one of the reasons we use the colours, because it's really just for our benefit, is to make their abdomens change colour. It's really cool. And certain species like Camponotus fedoskis, their abdomens are quite clear, so they really do shine up nice.
Maybe in the future I can have one of those species.
I've got quite a few of the feds actually. Do any ants use bioluminescence? Not that I know of. Again, I'm probably wrong with that, but not that I know of.
I like how I put ask any don't feel free to ask questions, but now people do like scientific ones that only scientists may like find out.
See, I do talk to a lot of scientists, and I'm actually quite involved with. I don't want to sound big-headed or anything, but I've challenged a scientist's theory when it comes to ants, and he's messaged back, and we've been debating it for a little while, and we might end up doing some experiments to find out who's right, basically. So yeah, I am kind of involved in the research side of ants as well. I like to be involved as I can, and again, it helps with what I'm trying to do in involving the whole ant community and getting the shows more involved. It's just being involved in everything.
There you go. All ready for when I capture a queen.
Oh, nice, very good. Scott's asking, do we get any solitary ants? Not really, because of obviously the structure of an ant colony and then relying on a queen. You don't really get solitary ants. You do get solitary hunters. So quite often ants go out in trails or whatever. If you look at, say, Diacama redoxum, the Asian bullet ant, they will actually hunt individually, and they'll take on smaller prey individually as well. But as soon as they find something that they can't quite deal with themselves, they'll release a certain pheromone that calls in other members of their species, and they go pretty nuts. So yeah, but they are primarily solitary hunters, and it's actually really interesting to see them try and take down some of because they sort of are unsure themselves. They'll have a little go on it and they'll realise they completely can't. And then about a minute or two later, you'll just see ants appear from everywhere, and it's really interesting. Live the real world. Chaz has Glacius niger at the moment. The standard easy ones to keep if you are in the UK. Glowing ant species is of carpenter ant, native to both Central and South America. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to look up the glowing ant species, Harry. Thank you for that bit of information. It's definitely something I'm interested in. I always say I'm always up for learning something new, so I'm gonna look that up in a minute. In fact, I am gonna have to get off the stream shortly. I'm afraid, everyone. Just I've had another delivery of millions of things which I need to sort through, and I need to have some dinner. Otherwise, my wife might just.
One of the things going in my box at one time. At one point, I'm looking forward to see what they are.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to do that next week, don't I? I'll get that for you next week. Sorted for you next week.
That's all right. Am I attending BTS? Scott, I can honestly say I really want to. I want to get to as many shows as possible, as soon as possible, but I don't actually drive. So the plan is to get the wife driving this year, and then it kind of opens up these options a bit more. If not, I need to arrange a lift with someone or something like that. If I can arrange a lift, then I will be there 100%. I can honestly say I haven't been to enough invert shows. It is something that I hold my hands up high and say I completely failed. I should have went to loads more invert shows before I started my own show, just to see how everyone else is doing it and whatnot. I didn't do any of that. I just jumped in the deep end like I normally do. But I would love to be at more shows this year.
You saying that? I'm sorry for.
No, that's right.
You saying that? It kind of shows that you're quite confident and stuff. And
I've
I
done a lot of things in my time on this earth.
I feel like that's what people like, that you're confident and.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, when I get an idea, if I want to do it, there's not a force on this earth that's going to stop me from doing it, basically. But I've done a lot in my past. I've done like many different things over the past few years of me working and hosting an event like this. Yes, it's completely new to what I've done, but I've done similar,
If it wasn't if it wasn't that far, you should come to Seas with us.
Yeah, again, if I can get a lift, I'll be there. Like without a doubt, I'd be there 100%. Even if I have to beg a lift off someone, I will. Yeah, I'd love to be there. But I'm not going to say to anyone that I am going to be there until I've arranged it. It is a bit of a nightmare not being able to drive. I mean, we're coming to Sheffield in just a couple of weeks. and that's like 300 miles one way, 300 miles the other way. I've got a bus hired and all of that lot, and I can't even drive it myself. So it's just one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that what I said, and tomorrow if I can,
Yeah.
I'll run out like go hunting for the nearest ant nest because I know and like capture one and see if I can idea it because I'm like it sounds horrible. I get that it sounds horrible that I'm like ripping stuff, but I want to like I'm putting my foot down and I want to I want to know the species that's in my garden because obviously
Yeah,
when it comes to like the care and stuff when I catch a queens in the future,
Yeah.
I want to know.
yeah.
What,
No, get a picture, and I'll definitely take I'll get an ID for you. You know what I mean? Just to,
I'll get an ID.
yeah. Yeah, it is Tarantula Rookie, thank you. It is Portland, the island of Portland, just off the coast of Dorset is where I live. It's a massive rock in the middle of the ocean, so that's why I'm called Ants on a Rock. Simple as that. I'm on a rock. But yeah, it's a really pretty, beautiful little island, and it's cold.
That would be my heaven, cold and.
But I am afraid I'm going to have to go, Chance. If that's not too bad.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's
No
fine.
problem, buddy.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem at all.
Thank you so
And
much
thank
for
you.
coming on. It's been a pleasure, and yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on, buddy. It
Yeah.
has been really fun
I
talking.
hope it's maybe one time we can do another one, and like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, hopefully, I won't be as busy soon. I'll get a little bit of a break soon.
it'll be really nice to see like where we are now, like to like when we are in the
Usual
future.
time. Yeah. I'll make it happen, man. I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
But
I
thank
see.
you. Well, go on.
Well, I'll let you go, but it was very nice having you on.
No worries. Thank you, everyone, for being awesome in the chat as well and coming up with some amazing questions. It has been spectacular talking to you all.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I shall see you again soon.
Steve. Yeah. It has been a pleasure having you on, and I'll see you very soon.
All right. See you later. Bye, everyone.
Right, guys. As I've only got like 5 minutes left, actually no, I might do like a couple of minutes because I started a little bit late. But if you want, I'm going through the link in chat for those you want to join. I'm going to finish it off with like a little bit of open mic, like very little bit. And yeah. Yeah, what Chaos said. Thanks, Craig. Exposing me, Steve. Like, the link is in chat if you want to come on. Harry! Actually, I can't know, but it's not even yet. I'm saying that. I'm saving that for Leah's live. Yes, it was. Steve, shut up. Steve. Steve, this is for you. I know it's not 9 o'clock yet. I know it's not 9 o'clock yet, but it's my live, so. I can't. I'm. Right, guys, feel free to hop on it for a bit. Oh wait, I just noticed the time. Oh god. Right, guys. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Yeah. I hope you like this episode of Wilderness Wednesdays. If you did, please give it a like. Well, yeah. Next week, I will have. I'll be. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I forget what I'm saying, and then I'm just like, right. So I hope you like this live stream. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell to miss it. And remember that Leah has her live at 8. Phil has his premiere straight after this. And next week on Wilderness Wednesdays, I'll be back on my own. And maybe if I haven't done a video by then, I will probably actually, yeah. So remember, Phil has his Phil has his premiere after this. Leah has her live. So if I don't see you on those two, I hope you have a great week. And I will see you on Mark's live. And if you're not there, I'll see you at MC's on Sunday. And I'd like to also mention that I will be live from C's. So I'll set that up straight after I come out. And yeah, if you like this, like I mentioned already, if you like this stream, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss live. Well, Wilderness Wednesdays or video, whatever. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, bye. Bye.